Welcome to my April Country Diary update. I'm going to show you my new watercolor illustrations for April, and I'm filming this in my new space that you can see set up here. April was a pretty crazy month. We ended up leaving where we were staying in our RV tiny home and moving into a house. You can see some of the beautiful footage here from the forest and the trails that I was walking and visiting in April. Beautiful trilliums that you'll see from my March page. And these are some of the flowers for April. We had the Spanish bluebell and another wildflower called slender toothwort, as well as the wooden anemone, and a really cool sweet violet I found in the forest that was actually pink. Here is my flip through of the Country Diary. As promised, I'm starting off showing March because I didn't show it very well in my March update because we were moving. So I have all my March notes and then my March title page. Again, mixed feelings on this because I was painting it as I was very emotionally distraught after losing my cat. But we do have the scilla, primrose, plum blossoms, salmonberry, one of my favorite berries, and berry blossoms, periwinkle, double primrose, and sweet violet in the white coloring. I found quite a few sweet violets, blue, purple, white, and pink. So I'm going to show you the pink one. Page 2 for March is the trillium. Really, the trilliums are so gorgeous here and where we were staying at the RV resort. So they were really in full bloom all of April as well, and it's early May now and they're still blooming. They're just starting to finish off, but yeah, trilliums were a big part of spring here. The flowering currant, this is a little sort of opening up flower there. And then again, I was penciling my notes in, but now I'm like, you know what, it's too much time. So I've just gotten a better pen. I'll show you here, just a regular old, it's a staple. Oh, it's a Sharpie gel pen, actually, not Staples. So it writes really nicely. I only use that for the notes, not anything on my painting pages. This is still the Pigma waterproof pen, just in case anything runs. I don't want to get ink all over my beautiful watercolor painting. And then I also make sure when I'm writing the notes, I always sort of dab the ink with a paper towel to make sure there's no ink that is, you know, slightly moist that would transfer onto my page before I close my sketchbook. So that was March. We have the Pacific Trillium here in BC. And now April, I am still a little bit behind because life has been pretty crazy. My baby boy, knock on wood, has started taking naps again, so I'm hoping I can catch up since it's just the very beginning of May right now. So I have my April notes and then my title page. I did a little saying April showers brings May flowers. I'm sure everyone's heard that one. And so for the title page, I have Spanish bluebells, slender toothwort. Many people have not heard of that one. And wooden anemone. See if we can see these a little bit better. The drawings are pretty faint because I'm painting over them in watercolor. These have been transferred on. This one was quite faint, and these are hard to sort of map out these little twisted back bell shapes. So I did go over this lightly in pencil. That's why you can see it a bit more. So I'll be painting those next. And I like this sort of 3-plant layout better than the scattered layout of too many things here. So I went back to that for the title page. And then because I wanted to enlarge this because it was really cool, and I wanted to fill the page, I did paint this pink violet. It's a sweet violet and it's Viola adorata rosina. So I wish that the paper I was using was Arches paper. I hadn't found an Arches sketchbook when I started it. So this is the Speedball fluid paper, but it just doesn't perform quite as nicely. It's less expensive, but you get less depth and things look a little bit more illustrative rather than luminous. So yeah, I have these mixed emotions about the quality of my paintings in this sketchbook, and then I thought, oh, maybe I'll actually start over because I finally found an Arches spiral bound sketchbook, and I thought, oh, that's perfect. And this is such nice quality paper. It's what I painted all my more sort of realistic paintings on. However, I think that would take, too much time, and I just need to stick with this. And it is just a country diary sort of sketchbook, so if everything's not botanically, you know, accurate, or completely my best possible painting, I think that's okay. So anyway, yeah, I enlarged this. And then on this page, I actually just, for April 30th, made a list of all of the plants that were in bloom in, or sort of up in my area. So I'll just go over that first. I had red dead nettle, rattlesnake plantain, which is a type of native orchid, trillium, bleeding heart, sweet violet, cowslip, primrose, rhododendron, azalea, all sorts of tree blossoms, hyacinths, tulips, bluebells, wood anemone, camas, fawn lily, shooting stars, Indian hellebore, that's quite poisonous, four-leaf starflower, and calypso orchid, one of my favorites. So I have a little bit more room on this page. If I have time, I might do some sort of ink botanical style drawings here, maybe of this violet in actual size, because I don't know, I have mixed feelings about this enlarged painting, but I do like sort of the layout of it, how it fills the page. So that's basically what I have for April. I'm really looking forward to getting these painted. I'm going to start painting them as soon as I'm done filming this video. My son is napping, so we'll see how long I get to do that for. And then May will be our next page. I did already put a written entry in for May, and then I'll be doing my May title page layout. So yeah, I am also practicing self-acceptance with this country diary project. Again, it says, like this one, I love this composition, but I was painting these crocuses really quickly again, because I'm doing this while my baby is napping. And so I just feel like, yeah, it's more illustrative and not quite as, not quite the same style that I like of some of my more realistic paintings. I will drop in what I'm talking about right here, so you can see like the crocus that I would paint. Actually, that's a good comparison. I have a crocus painted on the Arches paper, so you can see the difference. I'm using the same technique. It's me, the same person, painting within the, you know, the last year or so, and you can see how different they turn out. Anyway, yeah, so thank you for following along. I have a little bit more footage other than just the painting to show you as well. And then lastly, I'll show you my reference photos. So this is the violet. When I was testing my colors, I just painted them right onto, this is just printer paper, onto my printer paper. So you can see that I was able to match up quite well. It's a great way to just match your colors, basically. So I would say this one turned out a little bit more pink than the mauvey color, but that being said, this is more what I saw in real life versus what printed on the paper. So this leaf is a little bit more yellow-green, but anyway, that is the reference material for that page. And then, ironically, I didn't actually print this one in color, so you won't be able to see it in color until I've done painting it. But here is my wood anemone, slender toothwort, and bluebell. And again, I just sort of cut these out in Photoshop and then lay them out. And then I scribble on the back, and then I just transfer them right on since I don't have time to spend on very detailed drawings, and that's how I get this sorted out. There is a video showing you more about my whole setup in the Country Diary playlist that I'll link in the video description below, so you can check out all the other Country Diary videos. I've done sort of an intro one, and then one for every month. And the May Country Diary update will actually be coming out in May. You'll see or saw in the video that I'm in my new space now, which is in a house in our nice new little place. And, you know, it's just sort of a blank corner right now, but I'm looking forward to putting up my corkboard and more paintings and some inspiration. So I will show you more of that as things come along, but I'm still just getting our home more sort of organized and set up. So here's some of the painting footage of that beautiful pink violet that I found in the woods, and I looked it up online, and I'm pretty sure this is a sweet violet, and the variety is called Rosina. And it's interesting because it was really popular in the 19th century, so I think it's an heirloom violet. You can still find it to purchase seeds online, but it's not very common. And they were just so beautiful and unexpected to find them just in the middle of the woods. And it looks like it must have been around that era somebody's garden, because just in the middle of what looks like the wild woods is this clump of daffodils. And then I came back a second time because I was actually out there looking for my sweet cat. And then I saw the violets in bloom. And then we walked a little further into the woods and found an old foundation of a house. So I think that some of the settlers around this area had built a little cottage or house and also had a garden. And that would make sense because they were really popular at that time. So I thought that was really cool. I did a lot of walking this past month, and then of course we decided to move as well. And so you can see there is our home driving away, and we still have it just in storage now. And I will see you in the next month for my new space and hopefully get a little bit more caught up. You can check out all my Country Diary videos in the playlist linked below, and if you'd like to learn how to paint more like me, then you can also sign up for my free 1-hour class linked below on how to paint a wild rose.